What's going on, guys? It's Huckleberry here, and today we are doing a 2-hour minnow trapping challenge. We're going to go out and do some bass fishing at this lake. You guys are going to recognize it. We've had a couple videos at this lake before. But while we're doing it, we're going to toss a minnow trap in the water and see in the 2 hours or so that we're going to be bass fishing, what do we get. This right here is the minnow bucket. I forgot what brand it was. I bought it at the Mad Cat shop, same one I got the hoodie from. You guys should check them out. They got good rods. I'm not sponsored though. But took 3 slices of white bread, put it in there, got it all ready. I'm just going to tie it onto the dock that I'm going to be on, pull it up at the end once I'm ready to go. And we'll see. Hopefully we'll get a bass. Hopefully we'll get some minnows. I'm just going to look up, see what baits would be good for this time. It is mid-February, so that late fall, early spring pre-spawn bite. See what gets that pre-spawn going. I'm going to try to get it going. Even if I don't catch a bass, we're going to have the minnow bucket out there. So, without further ado, let's get to moving. Let's get on the road, because we got some fish to catch. Oh, yeah. As you can see, guys, we're in the Walmart parking lot. What we're going to do real quick is just run in there, grab a couple of pre-spawn baits, that being spinner bait and a crankbait, specifically a lipless crankbait. We're going to go in here, pick a couple of them out, maybe a topwater frog too, though I'm pretty sure I already have one. I'm going to get those and go straight up there because we don't have too much time. All right, guys, we're back in the truck. I tried to film in there, but there were people over there. Much as I wanted to film, I don't know if those people would have been okay being filmed, and I'd rather not film people. You know, I'd rather just film myself. I don't want to film random people. But I'm gonna show you guys what baits we got real quick. For the lipless crankbait, the Guggen Clutch. A little expensive bait, but I almost never get hung in this lake, so I don't think I'm gonna lose it. At least not this go around. For the spinner bait, the Strike King Red Eye Special. And to put on that spinner bait, 6 Sense Divine Swim Baits. They're all really good. I've used these different ones before. They catch fish, they're good. We're gonna try to get out here and catch a fish on these today. Let's get out there. Well, guys, we made it. We're at the lake, and now what we're gonna do, before we go and just start casting out, we're gonna take the minnow trap and we're gonna put it in a spot where I think it might catch. I'm gonna come over here and check. This is a spot that has been here for a while. You know, you got your main bit here. Matter of fact, change of plans. I don't know. Let me look over here. Before I go and put it in this creek over here, because you got the main lake and then you got a creek that kind of flows out from it, and I have seen small fish there. I want to look around over here at the edge of the lake. I want to see. Might I spot some bluegill? You can see the mosquito fish all throughout the water here. Oh yeah, this is perfect over here, guys. I'm seeing lots of mosquito fish, as well as little brim. Now, mosquito fish would probably get through this, if I'm being honest. The little brim definitely looks small enough that they could get easily caught and trapped in this minnow trap. So we got the minnow trap. Just gonna give it a toss. We got the minnow trap. Yeah, that kind of sucked. Got the minnow trap. Just gonna toss it straight out here. And put that big old rock on a string. So now when we leave out of here, you know, it won't be able to float away because string stuck under this big old rock. And it's out there where the bluegill can get to it. So, you know, I think it'll be able to attract good. You might be able to kind of see it. Nah, there's too much glare. But I can see it. The bread's very visible. That's definitely something that can get the fish's attention. And since that's out here, I think we got a pretty good chance. I think that's got a good chance of grabbing something while we're out here. Now, let's get the rod out and get it set up, and let's see if we can get a bass to bite while we're waiting. All right, guys. There's the setup right there. I'm gonna take a few casts of this. I'd like to explain to you guys real quick why exactly I'm doing this. I'm not keeping any of the fish I catch, whether it be a bass, whether it be any bluegill, shiners, minnows, whatever I get in that trap. What I'm doing today is solely a health check on this lake. See, this lake, there's been so many people taking fish out of it that it's been very decimated. These days, you don't really catch much. I used to come here and I'd catch like 10, 12 fish in one go. And that'd be like bluegills and shiners. They were so easy to catch. Now, I'll be lucky to catch 1 or 2 shiners in a trip. I want to check and see if they're breeding at all. See if I can get any young ones in there. See if I can get any bass. It's been a long time since I caught some bass. I'm going to have the camera facing this way. You guys are going to kind of watch me here casting for a little while. We're going to talk for a bit. Let's see just what the health is looking like. Okay guys, it's not really working right here. What I'm thinking about doing is going to another side of the lake over here, and I'm gonna start casting around the edge. Usually a lot of people stay on these decks here, these 2 piers. But if I go over there where not as many people fish, maybe there's some bass hiding over there, because they're definitely not right here. All right, let's check the trap real quick. Can we see anything going on in there? I don't see anything going on. I can't tell if there's any fish near it or anything. I think we need to redo the trap. Well, look at that, you guys. We did catch something. If you guys remember my friend fishing with Dummy, he calls this lake Turtle Lake. Here's a good representation. Wow, this lake is full of turtles. We'll let this little guy go. All right, so just returned the little turtle to the water, set the trap in a different spot. We're gonna move over here now, see if we can get some more bass to bite. Well, any bass, we haven't caught anything yet. Let's see if we can get a bass to bite. Let's see if we can catch anything other than a baby turtle. Hopefully we can, but never any guarantees. So, the bait's somewhere right over here. We just lost that $6 spinner bait and one of our 6-cent lures. This bird cast it up. Somewhere on there, the line was weak, broke off, flew into the water. So I guess now we're moving on to our other bait. We're moving on to the Guggen lipless crankbait. So we weren't getting any hits on that anyway, so screw it. If that don't work, I got buzz baits. I got all sorts of other baits in here. But we'll see. We're going to try to get these bass before we leave. Well, guys, we might not have lost that spinnerbait at all. I was able to use the crankbait to snag the line. There you go. We got the spinnerbait back, baby. That's like probably around $7, $8 worth of bait. That's about $7, $8 worth of bait recovered. Thank God. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna keep using that crankbait because I already got it on. Might as well just keep using it. Put this up. Let's see if we can get some fish. Damn, that is so good. I thought I lost that one for good. I was just casting around with the crankbait. I was like, why don't I try to just cast over there and see if I can snag the line? Probably won't get it back, but you know, it doesn't hurt to try. Casted right over there and boom, I got the line snagged. We got the spinnerbait back. You can use that many other times. Let's freaking go, guys. This is what I'm talking about. This is great. Now all we got to do is catch some bass, see what's going on with the trap before we leave. Let's get it, y'all. All right, guys, went and moved across the lake. There's a little trail that kind of goes around the entire lake. I'm gonna try to fish a little bit right here in this spot. Well, right back in that corner is a spot that I really want to get to. That is the best spot on the lake. That's where I've heard the big bass stay on the lake. Because over there at the piers where we were at, and that side of the lake over there, where you guys just saw me at, that's a really pressured side. Not a lot of fish stay there. The fish like to stay off this way. There's a good bit of fish that do. And there's, you know, on the spot that I'm standing right now, I saw a guy just last week or the week before when I came out here with my dad. I saw a guy over here catch some little catfish out here. Nothing big, but you know, the big catfish. I mean, I haven't seen any of those around here in a little bit. But somebody was actually catching right here. So the fish do bite in this area. I'm gonna try to hike through the woods, find a way over there. I got mud boots on, so if there's a little shallow spot I can walk across, I will. But if I find that to get to that area, if I need waders, then I'll come back in my waders someday and we'll go back there and try to catch a fish. But now, enough talk. Let's start casting. Let's catch some fish. All right, guys, we're gonna go back over here real quick. I'm gonna leave my stuff here because I'm gonna come back over here to do some more heading that way. But I'm gonna head over here real quick because we're gonna check the minnow trap, and if it don't work, I'm gonna put it in its final spot. There's one last spot where I want to take this trap and put it. And if it doesn't catch at this little spot, then I don't know. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to put it in that spot that I'm thinking of because it goes downhill and I don't feel like taking that rock downhill. That's a really big rock. You know, I feel like if I try to take it downhill, I could bust my hand in. So I'm just going to move it to another spot further down the lake. And this spot is a lot deeper. So I feel like the fish might be a little more comfortable with it. So we're just gonna walk out of the woods, head down here and get the trap. Now once again, I'm gonna stress this, I am keeping nothing that I catch in those traps. I don't know if it's legal for me to keep shit out of those traps, especially take them with me for bait or whatever. So I don't know, man. I'm just not going to keep them just in case, because I know in some places, like, I do know that in some places you're not allowed to take fish from one body of water and put them in another body of water. Now, does that count for fish that are already dead that you're using as cut bait, like how people will do when they're going for catfish? I don't know. I'd imagine cut bait would be exempt from that rule, being that it's dead fish, because I can see the vision I can understand why they don't want you to take fish from one body of water and put them in another, because you can mess up the gene pool. You could put an invasive species in another body of water without realizing it. There's all sorts of stuff that you can wind up doing that could go wrong. So I do understand it. But I mean, I feel like cut bait should be, or like dead fish that you're going to cut up when you get to your spot should be exempt from that. I think it probably is. It wouldn't make sense for it not to be exempt from that, but if it's not, they really should make that an exemption, because it's dead fish. You know, dead fish isn't going to breed in the area. Dead fish isn't going to do anything but lay around and be dead, decompose, or get eaten by a catfish. Oh man. Guys, we're going back for our stuff. It's starting to rain. I don't want to be out here if it starts raining real heavy. So we're about to go back and grab our stuff before the rain gets heavy. It's only a drizzle now, you know. You can see it right there popping on the water. But I'm gonna kind of get my stuff and bring it over here just in case I have to leave. It kind of sucks I won't be able to go all the way down there because I don't want to be too far away from my truck. If it starts to really rain, I really don't feel like getting soaked, especially since I was told that it was gonna rain and that I shouldn't go. And I went anyway, even though I knew it was probably gonna rain. It said there was about 45% chance for 4 and 5 o'clock. It's after 5 right now, so, which we got over here to the lake around 4 o'clock. So we're about 1 hour into the challenge, halfway into it. Yeah, you guys hear that? It's picking up. I'm gonna put you guys away and kind of rush over to my stuff so I don't get soaked. Well guys, you can kind of see it on the lake and look around. The rain has already kind of stopped. But look at this. While I was bringing my stuff back over here, you can see that. Got the pad right there. One toe should be about there. 1, 2, 3 toes. There's the claws. There's another footprint there. Here's one that I halfway stepped on. We got a coyote trackway. I know it's coyote because last time I was here as well, I was getting up and going onto that hill to take a leak. When I came off of the hill, on that fence line there was a coyote turd, and you could tell it's a coyote turd because it's obviously canine, and it had a bunch of deer fur and fur from other animals in it, so that's how you know it's a coyote. But we're gonna come over here and check that trap real quick. All right, as you can see, it's definitely raining again, but we're gonna come over here and we're gonna check the trap. Got a little bird jumping around over there. I don't know if you guys can see it. So they're just jumping around. Rain's picking up, but that's not gonna stop us. We're checking the trap. We're checking the minnow trap. And if you're wondering, no, the line did not come with the trap. The line I put on there is just some cheap paracord I got from Walmart that I tied onto there using a uni knot. But see, I've got a decent feeling about this. Nothing. Well guys, that's the second time I tossed it in there and there's nothing. We're gonna do one more last try. And I'm gonna do something a little unorthodox. Fish love to hide under this right here, so I'm gonna drop it down but not all the way. I'm gonna tie it suspended in the water so it don't get caught up in weeds. Let's see if this works. Well guys, while it's going raining a bit out there, I'm gonna sit in the truck and give that some time to get hit. I don't want to leave yet, but I don't want to get absolutely soaked, so I'm gonna wait for the rain to kind of die down. It's supposed to end around 6. I'm gonna check the forecast again just to make sure, but you know, I don't want to be out there soaking wet. All right, I went and took and moved it down there because nothing was giving me action there. I know that's a deeper part of the lake. There's a lot more fish in this little area, so that's the last hope. If that doesn't catch anything right there, then, well, I'm gonna have to go home empty-handed. I'm gonna try some more with that spinnerbait. If that don't work, well, we'll try again another day. All right, guys, it is 5:50. We got here around 4 o'clock. It's about to turn 6 o'clock. I went and sat in my truck because it started raining a little bit again. You know, wow, it starts sprinkling the moment I get out the truck. We're gonna sit here. These are the last 10 minutes of the challenge. Cast out a bit. See if we can get something in the last 10 minutes. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe not. Once it hits 6 o'clock, we're gonna pull up that trap. We're gonna check it. And hopefully this time we will have a fish. At least one in there. This challenge will be successful if we do. Now, the reason I didn't really show much of this side is because there was a family over here and I didn't want to film them without their consent. I don't like filming people without their consent. I know it ain't illegal that, you know, I film and they happen to be in the background while I'm filming. I know that ain't illegal, but I just don't like, you know, filming people when they don't know about it. Or maybe they'll know about it and they're uncomfortable with it. I just don't like filming random people. I feel like it's rude, you know, if they don't want to be filmed, you know, they might not tell me, but they may be annoyed or they may get angry with me and yell at me. I don't know. I just don't like filming people that are just trying to live their lives. So I kind of didn't show that area. He's gone now. But while he was here, he was casting out. He put cockroaches on the end of a hook, cast it out here. He was catching a ton of shiners. I haven't seen really any bluegill out here. There used to be a ton of bluegill. Well, no, I was wrong. I did see one when I went to go and cast out the minnow trap the first time. The reason I did it in that area is because I saw a little bitty baby bluegill, which that gives me hope. That tells me that the bluegill in here are breeding. They are a breeding population. And, you know, spring's coming up. So I think they're definitely going to start breeding again pretty soon. Hopefully the bluegill population comes back. So there is hope for this place. Definitely is hope. And if we can get one fish in that trap, this will be a successful video and trip. And we will have won the challenge. Because that turtle, it doesn't count. This lake is absolutely filled with turtles. That's one of the reasons why, you know, there's not really too many fish. It's because there's way too many turtles. You don't see them right now, of course, because, you know, it's cold out and the turtles are pretty sluggish. They're kind of just chilling out, not really doing much. But there are a ton of turtles that stay in this lake. And I mean a ton of them. That really hampers the fish population because they do eat a lot of the fish. One very popular way over here of catching bass, you know, you'll get a shiner or a bluegill on your line, maybe on one of your small rods. You'll reel it in, put it on a bigger hook with a good cork on it, cast it out, and a lot of people catch bass here that way. That's how a lot of the good bass out of here have been caught. You know, baits like these in this lake don't really work too well, but I didn't feel like rigging up a rig for bass when it comes to that. So kind of just going and praying that they hit on a lure. But, you know, one time when I came out here and did that, my bluegill was killed by a turtle that started eating it while it was on the cork and it couldn't get away properly. So these turtles in here are a problem. You know, they're the type that you usually see hang around on logs. Like there's one right there that's in the water, but you can't really see it. There's only a little bit of it showing. But they're definitely a problem in here, but I'm wasting time. I got to cast out here. Let's see if we can catch a bass, and we'll see if over there if we can catch a bluegill or something in there. Here's another thing hurting the bass populations. I didn't see this when I walked onto this pier. That's the head of a largie. Somebody's coming out here and taking them, catching a bass, and using them as cut bait for the big catfish in here. I don't like that, you know. I'm not one of those guys that's like dead set, like, you cannot use bass as bait. You cannot use bass as bait. You cannot eat bass. No, I'm not one of those guys. I eat largemouth bass. They taste great. I've used bass as bait for catfish before. But here's my take. In ponds like this, where the fish populations are not very large and they need to survive a lot more than they do in other places, don't take the bass out and use them as bait. Let the fish populations grow. Find a place where the populations of bass and other things are really big. Take a few bass out of those lakes, because then, one, you're not hurting the population very bad, and they'll actually be able to be sustained, and you're not really hurting the population. Speaking of bass, right out there in that corner, I just saw something hit top water. So yeah, the bass are definitely in here biting. They're just, I don't think they're on this side of the lake. It's getting dark now. It is about to turn 6 o'clock. So challenge, I'll say, is officially over. Let's go check this trap. Well guys, just checked it. Nothing in the trap. The challenge this time has failed. We have no minnows in the minnow bucket, or not in the minnow bucket, in the minnow trap. What I'm gonna do is kind of just dump the rest of this bread in the water, and we're gonna leave. Well guys, that's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for notifications on future uploads. We're going to try to do better next time, but this time was just a bust. Love you guys. Peace.